Hello everyone, and today we're going to look at managing your Google account. And more specifically, we're going to look at how you manage where you're logged into and who has access to your information. So where I am right now is I'm in Gmail, and there's a really easy way to tell kind of what's going on with your account by going to your Gmail and scrolling all the way down to the bottom of the window, and there's a last account activity section. This will tell you kind of what's happening with your email. You can see, according to this, my email was accessed at least 12 minutes ago, but there's this details section. If I click details, let's see where that little window went. I must have it already open. There it is. This little window pops up, and I can see what's kind of happening in here. I see what's accessing my email. I see its location and kind of the IP address where it's coming out of. So I can see here, this is probably me. This is my web browser. All right, and I can see it accessed according to this at 10:56. So that makes sense. I know that's happening. Now you may see something like this authorized application. And you may think, well, what is this? This is not something I did. If you have an iPad or a tablet or some kind of smartphone and you have some kind of application that checks your email, this is probably what it is. And so, for example, I'm pretty much 100% sure this is my email app on my phone. So I can browse through here and I can see what's happening. Now, don't freak out if you come through here and you see something kind of odd, like I see this guy, this United States, Illinois. What I know this is just one of the apps I use bounces out from the Illinois area, so it shows kind of a weird connection, but it's something I know it's supposed to be connecting. So sometimes you may get weird locations if you're using a certain program or app that has a server that resides somewhere else. All right, but this is a good way to kind of check to see what's going on. If you see something suspicious in here and you think, man, I just don't know what's happening, you can click this button up here and it signs you out of all web sessions. So if I click it, everywhere I'm signed into with Google, it's going to sign me out for its web sessions. So this is kind of a really cool thing. If you're concerned about someone accessing something, you can click this. And you'll no longer be logged in anywhere, and you will then have to obviously re-log in, but it's kind of a cool little panic button that you can use. Now, we can get more information than just that. When you're in any of the Google products, like Google Docs or Gmail, if you click your little picture, or it may just be a letter up here, if I click it, I can say My Account. If I hit My Account, I can get more information about my Google account. Now, I could spend hours talking about all the crazy stuff in here, but what I want to look at is this device activity and security events. This, you can actually see exactly what is using your Google account. So for example, here I can see these devices have accessed my Google account. So if I hit review devices, I can come in here and see what's going on. Now, this is my computer, this is my phone, this is probably my Chromebooks, all right, or my Chromebook accessing this. But if I scroll through here, I could see stuff in here that maybe isn't really used much anymore. So for example, here you can see here's an Apple iPad 4. If I click it, I can see what has been going on with this thing. Now, I actually removed this earlier because I was just kind of playing with it. I wanted to see what would happen. But if there's a device in here that I know I don't use anymore, so for example, here's one of my old phones. If I click this, I can hit remove. So if you see a device in here, for example, you see here June 13th, 2016. This is a phone I used to have that I don't use anymore. I can hit remove, and it removes my Google account from that device. And I can see, like, for example, you see a bunch of different Chrome OSs on here. These must have been Chromebooks that I was using or borrowed when I was just kind of working. I can click one of these and hit remove. So it's kind of neat. You can go through here and you can remove devices you know you aren't using, or that for some reason you have access at some point and you're like, ooh, I don't use this anymore. You can make sure you remove the access to it. So that's kind of one way to tidy up your devices a little bit. Now I'm going to go back here. You can also do a little more. Once you get into this area and you kind of go through your device, you can also go into the sign in and security, and you can do a little security checkup. Using security checkup, you see a couple different things that are in here. One, I can see third-party access. So these are things I've allowed to access my Google account for one reason or another. So if I click this, I can see what's going on. So what you see here is those little pop-ups that happen sometimes when you're using Google Docs or Google Sheets, something where you've done an add-on. These are add-ons I've allowed to access my Google information. All right. I could go through here and see if there's things that maybe I don't use anymore. And if I don't use them, I probably should get rid of them. So for example, Collaborify Map. I don't really use that anymore as an add-on. I can come in here and click Remove Access, and now it's been removed. But things like maybe Doc Appender or Mapping Sheets, I actually still use these, so I don't want to remove access. Now, if I do, it's not going to hurt anything. It's just the next time I go to use that add-on, I'll have to give access again. So if you really don't know what something is and you're kind of concerned about it, you can hit remove, and then if you go back, you just have to put it in again. So it's not a thing that harms anything. Now I can also come through here and I see a remove unused app passwords. So these are devices that I've signed into that Google's created a specific app password for. So maybe I don't have to do my two-factor authentication or something like that. I can see actually I have a lot of things in here. I probably should clean some of these things up. I can hit remove and get rid of these so that it's not there anymore. So it's kind of a neat little way to tidy up your Google account. Now I can also come down through here and you can see I had the devices section. The devices, once again, does the same thing. As we did before, I can see which devices I'm logged into, and these are ones that Google's recommending, because you see here I haven't accessed this device for 110 days. It probably would be a good thing to remove those. So this is just kind of a really cool way of protecting your Google account and see what's accessing it and who specifically is accessing it. So I hope that was kind of a helpful little tutorial for you. If you have any questions, make sure you leave a comment on either this YouTube video or check out my website, cowan.rocks, and ask a question there. Thanks and have a great day.